Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's hard to believe, but this is episode number 67 of Material Issues. 67 episodes. Wow. I'm Mark Hershberger of Pop Detective Records, and joining me, as always, he's still on the West Coast. He's just farther north. Coming to us live from Vancouver, Canada, the man of International Pop Overthrow, Mr. David Bash. David, how are you feeling tonight?
Feeling great, Mark. First of all, I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, one of my favorite cities in the world. So that's awesome. We have IPO Vancouver starting tonight, and that's awesome. Bash the Stump, huh? I have a feeling that's something you do quite a bit, viewer.
Hey, Andy. That's fun.
And of course, we have Material Issues, which is always great. And
yes, indeed.
So yeah, having a good day. Rena will be joining us in a bit. We were just at a restaurant across the street from the hotel, but food took longer than we anticipated, so I had to duck out, and she will be back in just a bit, and she'll be able to join us, maybe mostly in the background. I don't know. We'll see what she has
all
to
good.
say.
Yeah, I mean, we're so glad everybody's joining us tonight. Tonight we don't have a guest, but stick around for the end of the show when we're going to talk about a few upcoming guests. One that was just announced by David to myself today, so a real good one as well. So a lot of things coming up. We've got Stump The Bash coming, which has always been a lot of fun, and we'll see how David does with some music trivia this evening or this afternoon, as it were. Rena has arrived. The weather's fantastic. I was talking today earlier. I posted on Facebook, and we got a lot of comments from it. I was at my local Wegmans and walking around when I saw this package of mint chocolate Soylent.
Oh my God!
And I had to take a picture of it. Mint chocolate people, and I had to take a picture of it. Yeah, but you're frozen in a. You're frozen in a great spot. You look good.
I missed. I lost you there for a bit.
Yeah, you're a little fuzzy, but
because I didn't lose myself. Usually, when there's a problem, I do.
That's all right. You're still there.
All right,
but
good.
I saw that package, and I had to take a picture of it and post it. And as I said, I've lived long enough to actually see this happen. And for those who maybe are too young and don't know what Soylent is alluding to, what year was that movie, David?
I'm going to guess 72 or 72.
Soylent Green. And, should we ruin it for people who haven't seen it, or or what do we do? For those who know, it was Soylent Green.
73, yeah.
73.
I said 72 or 73. So
yeah. Bongos were great. Have it for Music Festival. I missed it, Barry. My apologies. I wish I could have. But yeah, Soylent Green. What an awesome movie. We were discussing.
Nice.
A good one. Somebody's on the ball tonight. Had all their coffee today. Kinks are but it was a great movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but. There's a reason why we laugh at the word Soylent. We can leave it at that. It's wonderful, I guess.
One of the things that's notable about that film, I don't know if it's Edward G. Robinson's last appearance in a film, probably not, but yeah, he was in there, and he certainly wasn't playing a character anywhere close to his gangsters, not gangsta back then, but gangster, the real ones, back in the 30s. If that's not John Borat, that doesn't sound like his sense of humor, though. So
you notice that if it is John, he there's no way he's signing up for the page, so his name doesn't come up.
John is a jack off of all. Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Anyway, so Edward G. Robinson plays a much more sophisticated gentleman, and I'll say this much. In the movie, I guess it's been a long time since I've seen this, so I might be a little off. But in the movie, I think once you're at a certain age, you can arrange your own death. And So
Yeah.
he arranged his own. He arranged his, and they asked him, "What kind of music would you like?" And he said, "As you're dying or whatever," and he said, "Light classical." So what I'd like to see is a spoof where somebody says, "Light classical," say. That's what should have been in there.
And speaking of Edward G. Robinson, he had to have been the one celebrity that was always played so over the top in cartoons. It was always like, hey.
I certainly remember the Bugs Bunny caricature of Edward G. Robinson, the Rocky character. Remember Rocky and Muggsy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rocky was clearly Edward G. Robinson.
Clearly Edward G. Robinson.
One for you, one for you, and one for you. How about me, boss? One for you.
Wasn't he also the villain-esque in like Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse?
I haven't thought of that show for a while. Well, Courageous, we really did it this time. Of course, Minute Mouse didn't do a damn thing. Just took the credit, and Courageous would just go. I don't remember any episodes with Edward G. Robinson characters, but
I don't think it didn't look like Edward G. Robinson, but I think the villain was very Edward G. Robinson. Like, yeah, see, I'm gonna get you, Courageous Cat. See,
yeah, I'm sure.
It must have been crazy because it wasn't Felix the cat.
Right.
I think it was correct. We could spend a whole episode of Material Issues talking about cartoons, which may be one of our
characters. I mean, just that alone, there were
just that character. Because I'm probably my favorite cartoon, just real quickly, is Super Chicken. I've got all the episodes on actual VHS. But that was the greatest cartoon as far as I was concerned because it was very adult humor, but on Saturday morning for kids. I mean, Super Chicken had no powers, but he had the super sauce, which was a martini made by his lion butler. It just got him drunk, and he thought he had powers. It was great.
I can't imagine it wasn't shown in New York where I was growing up, but I don't even I only know about Super Chicken in retrospect. I didn't see it at the time. So.
It was part of the they had the 3 cartoon series of George of the Jungle, Super Chicken, and I think the Wacky Racers.
No, Wacky Racers was on Hanna-Barbera. So
it was Super Chicken, George of the Jungle, Tom Slick. Might have been Tom.
Maybe there must have been something about the animation or whatever that didn't resonate with me, so I didn't watch those.
But he was great because he had no powers whatsoever, but his butler would shake up a martini, and they called it the super sauce because back in those days, hitting the sauce was
right
alcohol, and he'd pour it into a martini glass, drop the olive in. Super Chicken would drink it and think he had all these powers. He was just drunk.
I certainly like that theme. I mean, I hate to be so basic here, but my favorite cartoon is it's always going to be Bugs Bunny. I can't.
Bugs Bunny.
I don't think anything can top that.
Bugs Bunny's a classic.
Warner Brothers cartoons of that era in general. I don't know how many Warner Brothers cartoons fans, but there were some cartoons that were overtly out and out racist back then, which you don't see even before the PC era. They weren't showing those anymore. I think probably into the 19. What am I trying to say here? As of the 1960s, thank you, David. They stopped showing those, and I have a bootleg tape which has them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Things like Coal Black and De Seven Dwarfs. You can imagine what that was. That was Bob Clampett, my favorite director of the Warner Brothers. That was one of his masterpieces. And there are a few others. But if you think about it, even some of the Bugs cartoons that were shown regularly in syndication wouldn't fly now.
Yeah.
I mean, there were all kinds of things going on in there that were very subversive.
No. Unbelievable.
Very unwoke, shall we say. I don't know how many they even show anymore on TV, But
yeah, I don't know whether that stuff is shown as much anymore.
I don't think so.
I was a huge Tex Avery fan. I always thought everything Tex Avery was just incredible. But it was just so interesting, the adult humor that was throughout a lot of those cartoons. It was as if it really wasn't made specifically for kids.
Not at all.
Not at all. But
those cartoons were usually shown as shorts before adult movies.
Yeah.
In fact, I have some publicity stills on my wall of those. I'll have to show you sometime. But yeah, those that's what they were. I mean, so of course, the people at Warner Brothers, they were genius to be able to be able to make these cartoons for both kids and adults. And it's awesome stuff.
We'll go. We could go on this whole show on cartoons. We'll do that another time, but. I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole.
That's what Material Issues is all about, people. We go down any rabbit hole that we feel like going down. Wherever the vibes take us.
That you turned it into a rabbit hole thing.
A rabbit hole thing. Yeah, Rena's in the background here. Could you hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay.
It's good.
So another thing that I love about Vancouver and Canada in general is, well, if you're a potato chip aficionado, as I am, Canada is ketchup chip heaven.
Yep.
Let me tell you, it's the kind of stuff that we can't get. Hey, honey, it's wait. I got the routine down here.
That's the big reveal.
You got the routine and 4 different bags of chips to show.
Yeah.
He brought an extra suitcase.
Really? President's Choice Diet Lemonade.
Diet Lemonade?
Yeah. Well, Sunkist, about 30 years ago, came out with their Diet Sunkist Lemonade. And it was wonderful, but it was very sporadic over the years and eventually just completely discontinued. So, to my surprise, at the local supermarket, they had this. It's really good.
What's the sweetener in that?
I don't know. Didn't look.
Because sucralose, I have a hard time with.
Believe me, there's enough words in here that end with ATE, and that ain't a good thing.
There's one big statement there. It says made with absolutely 0 lemons.
Well, I don't care about that either because it tastes like lemons. So no, I think there's some natural lemon flavor in here. But
hey, listen, we're not being sponsored by this lemonade at all. But if you want to contact us, we're happy to talk about it. And I'm going to throw out another sponsorship, Chobani Yogurt. They've got a new yogurt that is 0 sugar, 0 dairy, but still full of probiotics. It's delicious. It's got a sweetener in there, something with an A that I've never seen before, but it goes right through your system and isn't processed by the kidneys at all. So anybody who's got a sugar problem or a dairy problem, the new Chobani, go get it. It's delicious.
All right.
We've turned into a food review show now.
Noted. Anyway, this President's Choice is made in Toronto and distributed all over Canada, I would imagine. But here's
it's not Premier's Choice.
No. A bunch of years ago, when I first came to Vancouver, I saw these for the first time, Lay's ketchup flavored potato chips. And as you can see, I've started this bag.
The bag is open.
Yeah. So those are givens every time I come up. But speaking of President's Choice.
Now, what do you like about the first one, though, that first bag of Lay's? What's good about that first bag? Is that your favorite of all of them, you think?
No, it isn't anymore. I mean, back then it was the end-all, be-all. But now that company, President's Choice, has come out with loads of ketchup flavor. In French also.
Oh, yeah. And in French.
I haven't opened this bag yet, but I had them last time I was here, and they are incredible. These are my number one.
Oh, you're gonna have to let us know about it, though.
I already can tell you they're loaded with ketchup flavor.
Loaded with ketchup. Okay.
Actual ketchup, just ketchup.
flavor. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, the ketchup flavor. Yes. We're in Canada now. And now this is something I had never seen before. And maybe you have. I doubt it. I don't think these are available anywhere in the States.
Soylent ketchup.
Doritos ketchup flavor.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am not. I did not manufacture this myself.
I bought them at an actual store.
I bought them at a Vancouver Circle K down the street.
Well, I can
sample one of these right now.
Yeah, please do. I'm dying to know what they taste like. Because if they're any good, I could see you shipping like a case to your house from where you're at.
Nothing up my sleeve.
Doritos. Oh yeah, his head's.
It's kicking in right now. I know that's John Borat.
Oh, you're crying. It's so good.
Not as much ketchup flavor as I was hoping for, but not bad.
Right. It still has the Doritos flavor, but ketchup back end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Now that was a surprise. You saw it here on Material Issues. There is a Canadian Doritos ketchup flavor. Wow.
You've never seen them around Philadelphia.
I've never seen Doritos ketchup. You get the Doritos spicy or Doritos, whatever it may be, but they're all based on, or Doritos Ranch, all the normal, but there's nothing out of the usual. Oh, by the way, I sent you the Lay's 365 or 215.
You mean the Hers?
The Hers. I said Lay's. Hers. The winner of that contest was just announced, and it was the long hot and provolone cheese flavor. Yeah.
Even Rena doesn't like that.
I don't know. I kind of like a potato chip to taste like a potato.
Yeah, no, that doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of every.
Yeah, they don't even have regular brand.
Regular potato chips
That's
are
not true. They do. They do. But here's a Canadian candy that I don't think is in the States, but I could be wrong. Mr. Bid.
I've seen that in the States, I believe.
Maybe you have, but they're made in Canada. Originale.
Yeah, I was going to sue because that's my nickname. I didn't want,
Well, actually, a few people know this, but I was the one who modeled. I was the original model for this candy, and then they said, "Sorry, David, we're not trying to market Mr. Bid squared." So
they also said, "Listen, people are demanding a larger candy bar."
Yeah, I was actually. Yeah, the truth is, I was more like Mr. Not Yet Developed. So, what can I tell you?
Oh Lord, yeah, Bobby's
yeah.
passing. God bless.
Yeah.
Bobby Sutliff. Yeah.
I had the privilege of knowing Bobby a little bit. He was a really good guy, and as Tim Lee, his musical partner, pointed out, had a sense of humor, which a lot of people didn't know about because he didn't come off that way when he played. But if you had him one-on-one or one-on-three, he would be very funny. We hung out one time. The Windbreakers came out to Portland to play IPO Seattle, I believe. I think they were doing a bunch of shows, and we went up to Seattle. But we all hung out at Jim Huey's house, a good friend of Bobby's, and he was cracking us up. I remember. Yeah, such a terrible loss.
Yeah.
Great musician, great guy.
God bless. Yeah.
And all right. So back to some snacks here.
Oh, Ches is still first in his group. Thank you, everybody, for voting for Ches.
Yeah.
Voting stops tomorrow. He'll get in there for the next round. Thank you, Andy.
Carnaby cola bottles. I know.
You did not buy cola bottles.
I did. I had to.
I thought you were. Oh my gosh! Yes, indeed. I thought you were going to have like ketchup savers, like Lifesaver ketchup flavor.
No. There are certain things that should not be done. I mean, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
ketchup and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love lifesavers, but not ketchup savers.
They should never do ketchup savers. Heck,
Here's the funny thing. I like to think of myself as an innovator when it comes to this stuff. Back in the 80s, when I used to go to California Angels baseball games, they had your normal bags of popcorn. And they also had, as condiments for your hot dog or whatever, they had jalapeno peppers. I thought to myself, now that's kind of an interesting combination.
Not sure who that is, but thank you.
Is that Katrin by chance from Germany?
She's going to bed soon, so she might be on that side of the ocean.
If you're Katrin, say that it's you. Hey, Gary. Anyway, what I was saying was, so I decided to put some jalapeno peppers in my popcorn bag and mix them up. Hey, Katrin, great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's late over there.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sitting there in my seat eating the jalapeno popcorn, and there's this guy behind me. I can hear him under his breath telling his buddy, "This guy put jalapeno peppers in his popcorn. He's giving me the willies." I wanted to turn around and say, "Listen, motherfucker, in 10 years, they're going to be selling jalapeno flavored popcorn everywhere." And sure enough, man, jalapeno flavored popcorn's all over the place now. So yeah, you can all thank me for that.
What's the line from Back to the Future? You're not ready for that, but trust me, your kids.
Yeah, that guy's kids probably loved it. If there was a woman stupid enough to have kids with him, I sure hope not.
Well, speaking of your chip aficionado, we will in an upcoming episode on Material Issues. I've mailed David a big box of, let's say, unusual,
she's seen the box there.
Unusual flavored potato chips that I've collected, all unopened, obviously, and he's going to live on Material Issues taste some actual potato chips with some very different flavors to them and give us an opinion here on Material Issues.
Oh, we should do it on a day that I'm home so that it can be a blindfolded taste test and you won't know what he's getting.
Oh, that would be
Just
good.
Make sure there's something for me to drink in case I need to throw up after eating.
Matter of fact, Rena, we're going to have to have you as a. We're going to have to have you as a.
Come back, Mark. Come back.
Oh, I'm still here. I think you're just missing me on your end. You hear me? Yeah.
We're back.
We're going to have Rena as a guest on that show so she can blindfold you, open up the bag, and say, "Here's chip number 1." Hold the bag up to the screen. You won't know what, and you have to guess. That's what we're going to do. You have to guess what flavor this is that you're eating. That's it.
I mean, up front, am I going to hate any of these?
No. I would not give you something that would burn your palate, something terrible. No, extremely, and I wouldn't give you anything that you'd physically.
No cheese, no sour cream,
no cheese. There's nothing like
dressing.
that. I know you don't like that. No, these are legitimately interesting, let's say, and you'll find them interesting. Yeah.
Who do we have to thank for the cola flavored ketchup? Now that is not something chips. Well, of course, they're called crisps. Where you're
crisps.
From, Andy.
Yeah, crisps. So stay tuned down the road because we've got a couple great guests coming up in the future. But next open episode, it may happen. So that's why you've got to join this group on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube so you can find out when this is going to happen. We'll announce it on Mondays. It's going to be great. So cheers.
All right. So what? You got anything else for us, Mark?
Oh, the other thing I wanted to kind of briefly run by you to get your opinion on it. You're familiar, obviously, with Live Golf and everything that's going on with the PGA Tour and this new Saudi-backed big money with all the.
I've sort of heard the background stuff about it, but fill me in on the major details. You
have the PGA Tour, which is the big tour. In the U.S., it's where all the pros play. Some play European tours, things like that. But the PGA Tour is the PGA Tour. Well, this Saudi Arabian money backed, whoever's backing it, created this new league called Live, L-I-V. I don't know what it stands for, but what they're doing is they're paying golfers, big names, to leave the PGA or not really leave the PGA, but join Live Golf for a big amount of money. Like they paid Phil Mickelson, I don't know, $80 million just to join the league. And then every event, the purse is like $25 million. Now, wow. This is, you know, very, very bad people behind the Saudi money that are putting this up. So now the PGA Tour turned around and said, well, anybody that joins the Live Golf League is kicked out of the PGA Tour. And they're losing.
I would imagine they would do.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that just won the British Open and who's number 2 in the world just signed with Live Golf.
Wow.
For
that much more money, huh?
$125 million up front. Yeah. You're handed that. And then you get to play in these events. Nobody gets cut. Everybody makes money. So it's almost like it's turned into just a show of golf. It's not really a contest because you could win more money, but you're guaranteed already millions. So my question for you, if this ridiculous Saudi money, obviously somebody who's got $1 trillion is backing all this, because they're not making, they can't recoup this money on these events. It's just not possible. There's no television events. But if they did that with something like baseball, and they said, listen, we're going to do 12 international teams, and we're going to offer the greatest stars from Major League Baseball big time money to come play for us. What would your opinion on something like that be? It would be the death. I think this is going to be the death of the PGA Tour. I think something like that would be the death of Major League Baseball as we know it, and baseball as we know it, because it would turn into an entertainment event and not a competition.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen with baseball. Golf is ubiquitous around the world. Baseball's not. So I don't think it will happen. And also, I think if there was even a glimmer in somebody's eye that might happen, the major leagues would immediately come in and say anybody who takes that money is out.
But what if everybody?
No, I don't think it will happen with baseball.
Yeah.
There was
not that I think it would, but the possibility could be there. You could do 8 super all-star teams, stack it with the best of the best, and say, listen, you play a 3-game or 5-game series in Italy, and then you have a week or 10 days off, and then you play a 5-game, and they would make it more. It's just the big time players as entertainment and a show.
I don't think it would happen. I think baseball is traditionally an American game. I don't think they would want to take the Saudis' money. I don't think, and I know the major leagues would say, you're not coming back. So if you want to play for that clown operation for more money, go ahead.
Well, they can do it.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not happening. Something like this.
I could see them doing it with the NBA. I could see.
All right, as far as other sports go, anything's possible because they're more worldwide.
Yeah.
Something like this once did happen regarding the major leagues in the mid 40s. I don't remember the name of the gentleman, but he formed a Mexican league, and he lured a bunch of major league players to the league with the promise of more money, much more money than they were making in the majors. Right. Several of them agreed, signed contracts, went down to Mexico, and of course found out the money wasn't really there. Then they tried to come back, and first of all, they had border issues. They were having a big problem getting back into the States, and even if they did, many of them weren't allowed back in the major leagues. They said, "Screw you! You know, if you're gonna betray us that way, then we don't want you back." So right. a few players ruined their careers, and a few others almost ruined their careers. I know that's not the same thing. The Saudis really do have the money, but
plus
I don't think it's happening with baseball. As far as the other sports go, I'm not a big enough fan of modern basketball to know what the mentality is.
I think it works with golf, and I think it's going to
Yeah.
destroy the PGA Tour because golf is an individual sport. You can
Right.
offer a person 125 million to because like a guy like that just won the British Open. He's number 2 in the world. He's won some tournaments. He's made some money, but golf is kind of fickle. You don't have the long-term legends like Tiger and previous with Nicklaus and Palmer and Trevino and Player, where they had a long career where they were winning, making the money of the day. Nowadays, players come and players go. And this guy might look around and say, in 2 years, I might not have what I have right now, but I can take 125 million right now. That's in the bank. That makes my great grandchildren's lives if I invest it right, and just go. But baseball, when you're talking about a huge team involved, where you gotta have a lot more people, probably tougher to do something like that.
Well, as you mentioned, though, with basketball, it might be possible. I don't think that the tradition's not there. Basketball is a more ubiquitous worldwide game. Baseball has not become that. Despite attempts to make that happen, it hasn't happened yet. I'm not saying it never could. The major leagues are still talking about expanding to a few European cities. I know that the games that they played in London have gone over like gangbusters.
Right.
So that's a good
sign. But is that sustainable? I could see a team.
I don't know.
I could see a team maybe.
I think it'll be sustainable if they decide to go over to Europe. But as far as like Live breaking into Major League Baseball and doing this, my inclination is to say absolutely, positively not.
Right.
So,
yeah. No. It's just an interesting question. Yeah. I could see Major League Baseball putting a team in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I think
Major League Baseball could very well expand to cities that have received it. I mean, well, baseball, of course, has been going on. Pro baseball has been going on in Japan since the 20s. So, yeah, by all means, it would be great to have a team. It would be great to have a team in Tokyo, a team in London, a team in all kinds of huge cities.
I want to put it out here right now in case anybody jumps on it, because this is archived. I think the Vancouver Ketchups would be.
Yeah, they can use this as a.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously sponsored by Lay's. Whoa.
That's a great. If you had a single chip, you could say this is a great lay.
Huh? Well, they could use that anywhere. It doesn't have to be Vancouver.
The Vancouver Ketchups. You heard it here first. Yeah.
All right.
Nice,
kudos.
Nice tomato red logo. Nice red colors.
Kudos. They are so good, despite probably John Borak's, notwithstanding his objection. Anyway, let's do Stump the Bash.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be time for Stump the Bash. We want to thank Daryl Collins because he gave us this. It's time for Stump the Bash.
Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash.
Oh, there it is. Daryl Collins with a little Stump the Bash background music for us. David, I've got 2 chart positions. If people don't remember, what I've done is I've taken 1965 to 1975, an 11-year period. I've taken a random chart position and pulled out the position for that top 100 of that year. I give clues to David. He needs to average 3 points, which is like number 3 of the clue and 5-clue song to get it right. And an overall 15 points, and we've stumped the bash. Tonight we do have a special bonus baseball question. But, David, I'm going to give you the choice because I have 2 different chart positions ready for tonight. So you just tell me, do you want A or do you want B? A or B? It's a random choice.
Okay, Gene Rayburn, I'll take B, please.
B. So, David, you're actually making it a little easier on yourself. Chart position number 36.
No, I didn't want it to be that easy. But I mean, when I meant that easy, I didn't mean 36 level easy. I'm glad you didn't pick 5 or something. I want to be a challenge.
No, no.
36 is a good beginning.
36 is a good beginning. Now, as we always do, he's got to pick 5 years out of the 11-year period. So, David, 1965 to 1975, what year are you going with first?
Well, I will go with what I normally go with first, which would be my favorite year for Top 40 radio, 1970.
1970. I knew it. I'm already shuffling the dice. Some of these here you should get, and because some of the clues were like impossibly tough to make them difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure you really got to.
All right, 1970. David has to give us the track name and who it is by. Here's clue number 1 for 5 points. The song's lyrics, filled with colorful, dreamlike imagery, led some to believe that it's all about drugs. Chart position number 36 in 1970.
Let me think. Oh. I mean, this should be easy, but
that's a pretty tough first clue. I got.
Well, I mean, I know. Okay. Colorful lyrics, you said?
It's filled with colorful, dreamlike imagery, which led some to believe that it's all about drugs.
Not coming to me.
All right. For 4 points, clue number 2. The writer of the song has stated that it was about his 3-year-old son and was inspired by the Dr. Seuss book, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
Jeez. I didn't do well on 1970 last time either.
And of course, if anybody knows it, please don't post it in the comments. That's not correct right there, but because David can see the comments and we don't want him to have any help whatsoever.
No, definitely not. Stop guessing. And Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie is from a few years earlier. So,
are you saying that clue did nothing for you?
No, it's not.
All right, you'll get it here. Clue number 3 for 3 points. This is the average. The song begins and ends with the mention of Illinois.
Oh, see, my brain is just not working. Let me think.
Someone just said Moon River.
The mention of the word Illinois.
The mention of Illinois. It would be the word.
Why am I must be sleepy. Hold on. No, I want to try and focus. See, you know how sometimes your brain just doesn't click?
I know. Sometimes we get you on a night where it's like...
Yeah, everything's going over my head.
This is a tough night. You got, IPO Vancouver tonight, and you got a lot of things going on. You're filled with ketchup.
I think that's it.
It's all the ketchup.
Ketchup must have some sort of hippocampus inhibitor. Yikes.
Another good
beginning and end, huh?
Yeah. It begins and ends with the mention of Illinois.
How can I not get this? Obviously, I know the song well.
I would think so.
No, not getting it.
All right. Well, you got it here. Clue number 4 for 2 points. He's under the average.
Anything today.
Buck Owens is also mentioned in the song, and it reflects some of the Bakersfield sound that Owens made famous.
Damn, Looking Out My Back Door by Creedence. Shit. I'm embarrassed. I would not. Oh, yeah. I should have gotten clue 5. I knew that song had people thought was about an LSD trip.
Yep. The imagery was supposed to be drug related, but Fogerty said it was about his 3-year-old son, inspired by the book, to think I saw it on Mulberry Street. And of course, the word Illinois begins the song and ends the song by mentioning Illinois.
Yeah, clue 4 would. Yeah, I mean the second clue wouldn't have given it to me no matter what.
Well,
here's how my brain works. I don't think of Creedence as a singles band. I think it's an album band. So my head just wasn't there. But also, for whatever reason, my brain's just not clicking. All right, so I got 2 at least. That's better than I did with Cracklin' Rosie. I only got 1 on that one. I'm already ahead of the game.
Yeah, you're already ahead of the game. Plus, coming up after this is a special bonus baseball trivia. You could pick up a whole bunch of points in this special bonus
I'm
baseball.
going to need them.
What year? What year is up next, my friend?
All right. Let's go with.
You got to think. Where can you get some? Get some points here?
1966.
Ooh,
I
66.
get my kicks in 66.
All right. Oh, okay. I don't know about this one. Chart position number 36 in 1966. Originally thought to have been written by Hank Williams. It was later discovered to have been written by a 19-year-old Kentuckian named Paul Gilly.
Well, it's obviously something with a bit of a country bent. Let's see. Number 36. So it's obviously something big. King of the Road by Roger Miller.
Nope. Good guess though. All right, now for 4 points. Bob Dylan talked about the original version of the song, saying, "I've never heard a robin weep, but could imagine it, and it made me sad."
Wow. I know that lyric, but the song's not clicking in. What other folky country? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure this isn't right, but "Elusive Butterfly" by Bob Lynn. No. Okay, I should have.
Okay,
seems like it should be clicking in, but it isn't.
We're at 3 points. You could still, you're still hanging in there with 3 points. This version, released in 1966 on Pacemaker Records, sold over 1 million copies for Billy Joe.
Oh, well then, what was this? Really, something that big? Down in the Boondocks. No. Oh, wrong Billy. Okay.
I thought that clue would give it to you. Sold over 1 million copies for Billy Joe. We're down.
Joel Royal.
We're down to clue number 4 for 2 points. This is where it gets tougher with clues. Rolling Stone magazine ranked the original version number 111 on their list of 500 greatest songs of all time. Ranked the original version.
Right. Where do they rank it again?
Number 111.
Okay.
Of 500 greatest songs of all time.
Well, I know.
Stump the Stump.
66, but what? Yeah. Freebird, right. I know. Billy Joe is obviously not. Oh, wait a minute. So for Billy Joe, it didn't necessarily. Oh, Billy Joe was Billy Joe the one who had the 1966 hit?
Yeah, well, yeah. This hit, the 1966, ranked number 36, sold Pacemaker Records, sold over 1 million copies for.
It doesn't help me.
For Billy Joe.
So it's not Billy Joe Royal, and it's obviously not Billy Joe B.J. Thomas, because he didn't have any hits in 66 that I can think of. I'm completely flummoxed here. I don't know.
And the last clue for 1 point. If you don't get this, then somebody's done somebody wrong.
Well, see that. Wait a second. Who that? How can some?
You're there. You talked yourself out of it. That's all.
Are you sure this is 1966 you're talking about?
1966. Yep. At number 36 chart position.
Well, hey, won't you play blah, 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 blah. That's not 66.
No, it's not. No, I'm just trying to get you to
I think
who the artist was.
Well, again, B.J. Thomas didn't have any hits that big back then, did he? Eyes of a New York Woman?
No.
What is it?
It's I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry by B.J. Thomas and the Triumphs.
That couldn't have been number 36 for the year in 66.
Number 36.
All right, I'm looking this up. Hold on a minute. I've barely heard. I don't even think I've heard that. How could that be so big?
It blew my mind.
1966. Let me see here. I'm on. I'm looking on Wikipedia here. I'm not even finding Wikipedia version.
Hold on. I can't type.
That was that huge that year? Holy crap.
It was not number 36. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry.
Are you sure that's not on the country charts?
No, that's Billboard Top 100. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Huge hit, obviously, for Hank Williams.
Well, yeah.
B.J. Thomas covered it.
I know that, but
it broke into the Hot 100 at number 91 and stayed on the charts.
Holy crap. That one went right by me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's... See, so Lonesome I Could Try BJ.
Somebody said David's under pressure. Come on, David.
It was number 8 on the bill. God, I didn't. Wow. Oh, wow.
I'm So Lonesome I Could Buy Cola Bottle Candy. That's the follow-up.
All right, you got me.
Stairway to Ketchup.
Yeah. God,
even Rita like that one. Oh well, David, you're falling behind. But here's the good news. There's a lot of catch-up you can do at the end with the baseball trivia, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to.
Rena's gonna pick me the next year.
All right, what year, Rena?
5.
She's saying 75. All right.
Whoa, she's going all the way. Going all the way to the end.
That's the year that Hey, Won't You Play was. I feel like Ralph Cramden at the end of the $99,000 answer, where he didn't know that Swanee River was written by Stephen Foster, and he guessed Ed Norton. And, he was wrong, and as they were leading him off stage, like the announcer said, "I'll be seeing you," and Ralph said, "I'll be seeing you." Sammy Khan and whatever, he's trying to redeem himself, and with other. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well, this is where 1975. You're going to pull out 5 points right away.
Yeah,
this is pretty evident. I'm confident you're going to get this one. Clue number 1 for 5 points from 1975. Overall, number 36 on the chart. The song, originally titled "Brandy," and written and recorded by Scott English and Richard Kerr.
This should not be a 5-point clue, but I'll take it. Oh shit, I don't know. No, Mandy by Barry Manilow.
Hey, you got 5 points. You brought your average back up. But yes, indeed, it was Mandy by Barry Manilow. I thought that
5 on the next two.
I thought Mandy was much bigger than number 36 overall.
I would have too, and in fact, on WABC it was. But
it was Barry Manilow's first number 1 hit and gold single. In the artist's version, because he didn't write it, but the first 2 lines from the 4th verse were omitted, and they were riding on a country bus, and no one even noticed us. So, pretty cool. Last covered by Joe Pernice.
Oh,
he's the last person to have done a cover of Mandy. So 5 points. 1975. Rena called the right year. Are we sticking with Rena's next one?
I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, in those earlier years, there are going to be a couple of songs I don't even know, and
there's
I
probably
don't remember B.J. Thomas's version. I
did not. I did not remember it at all either. So when I find these things, I'm like, oh, holy cow!
That's why I would have gotten it on the Billy Joe clue for sure if I had known that he even did. I thought "Eyes of a New York Woman" was his first hit.
Yeah.
Obviously, what do I know? Well, now I know something I didn't.
Now you got it. If you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and
another year for me,
I'll pick
pick a '60s year because I like to make it fair.
I'll pick 1968.
That's where I was hoping she was going. 1968 next.
oh, I think she might have thrown you under the bus with this one. Here we go. Chart position number 36 of 1968 here on Stump the Bash. Clue number 1 for 5 points. The original version, composed by Burt Bacharach and Hal David, was produced by Phil Ramone and originally released on the Cold Gems label. The original version.
Oh, no, wait. Obviously, when I think of Cold Gems, I think of the Monkees, of course, but they had so many other great songs on that label. Not a whole lot of hits, but I am going to say "I'll Say a Little Prayer for You" by Aretha Franklin.
No, but it's a good guess. It was a good guess, though. All right. We're at 4 points. We're still hanging tough. Clue number 2. This song was notable for its sensuality and bossa nova rhythm.
Oh, well.
Written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David.
Obviously, it's not "Fool on the Hill" by Sergio Mendes, because certainly Burt Bacharach and Hal David didn't write that. What else was sensual that year? Well, lots of stuff.
It's a bossa nova rhythm.
And obviously, it's thinking of. No, that's not 68.
This is 1968.
Right. I should be getting this. Let's see. What else would they have written that was big?
The pressure's intense.
It really is.
You can still taste some of the ketchup potato chip in his back left mold.
Stop that. Do You Know the Way to San Jose by Dionne Warwick?
Great guess, but no.
I think that's the wrong year, but go ahead.
All right. We're down to clue number 3 for 3 points. 1968. Originally composed by Bacharach for the James Bond film spoof Casino Royale, after watching Ursula Andress in an early cut of the film.
Of course, I didn't see Casino Royale. Is it in it? Is that what you're saying? It's in the...
the original version of this song was written by Bacharach for the James Bond film spoof Casino Royale after watching an early cut of the film and seeing Ursula Andress.
Right. What else did they write around that time? It was big. God, now freaking "Fool on the Hill" is stuck in my head. The Sergio Mendes version, not the Beatles.
You don't hear much about Sergio Mendes.
No, that was a really nice version. Of course, I didn't see. Of course, I never saw Casino Royale. I did see the real James Bond movies, but not that, of course. And I know the title song by Herb Alpert.
Yeah, tough one. It's a tough one. I gotta admit, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one. There's a lot of other clues you could give him. It's kind of interesting what clues you are giving.
All right.
Wait, is Rita back there with cue cards for you?
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm not holding up cue cards. I just looked it up on my phone. It's like, man, you're picking some good clues, but not the one that'd give it away.
Right. Well, I can't make it.
Well, I mean, the one that gives it away should be the 1 point clue. All right. I didn't think. I kind of thought he wrote this, but maybe he didn't. "This Guy's in Love with You" by Herb Alpert.
No.
All right.
Nope. We're down to clue number 4 for 2 points. You still hanging tough, though, buddy. This artist rendition was on his album titled "Look Around," with the lead vocal handled by Janice Hansen.
Janice Hansen, who played Gloria on The Odd Couple, I think, if that's the same one. Wait, so read that clue again.
This artist rendition was on his album titled "Look Around," with the lead vocal handled by Janice Hansen.
Janice Henson. Oh,
Hansen.
okay.
My allergies.
Who the hell had an album called Look Around? It's obviously an easy listening guy, but I'm not. I don't know.
Sense pressure.
I don't
All
know.
right, last clue for 1 point. The 1980s band ABC had a single of the same title.
Oh, The Look of Love by Dusty Springfield.
Oh,
Not Dusty Springfield.
not Dusty Springfield. You were so close, and I kept talking about Sergio Mendes in hopes that you would.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Springfield did the original. Sergio Mendes did the cover.
The Look of Love by Sergio Mendes, number 36 in
Yeah,
1968. I'm gonna give you 1 point for that because it was the last clue. You did get The Look of
I
Love,
had the song title.
but
Okay.
you didn't get because 1 point in the overall is not really going to help you.
Because I have 8 points now.
You
And
have
I
8
can't,
points
I
after
can't
4.
get 15.
You can't get 15 in the natural song way, but there is the bonus baseball question that you can rack up a bunch of points. So, what's the final year?
This is, yeah, never should do this on an IPO night. My brain is not working. Never,
That's the excuse.
never again. Hey, you're supposed to be in my corner.
I am in your corner. That's why I looked it up to make sure he was giving you fair clues.
Hey, nobody puts Rena in a corner.
Yeah, right. That's for sure. Catch up if you can. Yeah. You know, Renus. If you get John Borak going on anything, it's never going to end. So
I think we should have John Borak on as a guest to stump the Borak, and then we can sit here.
you couldn't be doing any worse than I am.
Well, final year. Let's redeem yourself with an easy year and a big 5-pointer. Here we go.
I don't know if it's an easy year, but since I screwed up, or some might argue you screwed up, I Got You by Joe Tex on that last one. We're going to go with 1972 and see if I can redeem myself.
So some people would say I screwed up, but that's
not me.
It's all in fun.
I thought it was fine.
What'd you say? 1972?
72, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Another tough one, huh?
I don't think so. The clues here were a little hard to come by, so I had to kind of stretch things a little bit. But 1972, chart position number 36. Clue number 1 for 5 points. This song featured on the South Park vaccination episode,
Right. Yeah.
has been covered by the Barron Knights, Society of Heaven, and Montezuma's Revenge.
Well, I've heard of the Barron Knights, and they've always done spoofs of things. But I had an album from that year by them, but I don't remember what's on it. And South Park doesn't help me either. I've only seen.
I just love the vaccination episode. It was so apropos to today's world.
So, read the clue once more. See if I.
Yeah, this song, it's featured on South Park vaccination episode, has been covered by the Barron Knights, Society of Heaven, and Montezuma's Revenge. 3 bands that I've never heard of.
No, I've heard the Barron Knights they were known for doing spoofs of big hits, and one that they did was the Topical song, a spoof of the Logical song. Really well done too.
The Topical song.
Yeah, it was a big hit in the UK. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
All right, clue number 2 for 4 points was on the MGM label, and the B-side was "He's the Light of the World."
Oh. he an MGM at this point? I'm trying to remember if this artist had moved over to MGM at this point. Now that he's the light of the world must be talking about God, and MGM was the label of the Osmonds, and you would see them talking about God. But I'm trying to think in '72.
What position? 36.
What big hit did they? I mean, they had. Well, here's the thing with Billboard. I have to remember when their cutoff date is because.
I can feel the tension from our viewers. I could just feel it.
Isn't it?
It's palpable.
So let's see what hits did they.
They're all Googling it right now, saying, "Come on, David." They're all Googling it.
I'm just gonna guess because Down by the Lazy River by the Osmonds.
4 points. You got it, David.
Isn't that a it's a 4-point clue?
That was clue number 2. You got 4 points on that.
Actually, my brain didn't feel like it. You know how they call you? I used to teach this in psychology, metacognition, which is the feeling of knowing. You know how, like, when you feel like you know something, your brain is obviously working.
It's back there.
The gears are running, and there's that almost epiphany-like moment. That's the metacognition moment where you're the feeling of knowing.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes.
I didn't have that too much today. That would just.
Well,
I wouldn't have gotten the B.J. Thomas even if I did.
I know that was a tough, but it's an 11-year period.
I used some logic on that one.
You did.
The light of the world. I figured.
And you said God, and you said Osmonds. I was like, my gosh, this guy's a genius. He is figuring it out, and you did. You did it.
Right, there you
go. You got it. And listen,
only 11 points though. Yeah,
12 points. 12 points. He gave you 1 point, so you got 12 points total. Clue number 3 would have been is on their artist album Phase 3.
Well, that would have given it to me.
And then had you gotten to clue 4, it was written by 2 brothers from an all brothers group. That would have.
What the hell was the last clue? And
the last clue would have been, you should have guessed this by now. Stop being lazy.
Oh, okay. See, that should be that. It's kind of like on You Bet Your Life when with Groucho Marx when the contestant didn't win any money. He said, "All right, now it's a chance you can win $5." Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
And he went, you got me.
One person actually did. If I recall, they couldn't even get that.
All right, David.
12 points, and now I can get some bonus points for the baseball.
You can get a whole bunch of bonus points. Right now, you only need 3 points to have a respectable night to climb into it. But this is just a question that I loved. It's near and dear to my heart, and you could probably rack up some points. So. Baseball trivia, September 1st, 1971.
I already know.
The Pirates fielded the first all-starting lineup of Black and Hispanic players, okay?
Yes.
Name, for half a point each, name the 9 starters.
Oh, okay.
You could get half a point each.
All right. Al Oliver.
Al Oliver is correct.
Willie Stargell.
Willie Stargell is correct.
Let's see. Well, I mean, Roberto Clemente.
Correct.
Gene Clines.
Excellent. One of my favorite players. Correct.
Manny Sanguian.
Wonderful. Correct.
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis was the starting pitcher. Correct.
So that's 6.
You got 1, 2. You got 6. That's 3 points. You've made your 3 points to hit 15 for the night.
But
now it's all cruise control.
Rennie Stennett.
Excellent. 2 more, and you've got a perfect score on the 9 starting players.
Jackie Hernandez.
Excellent. You're missing 1 player. This is pretty impressive, everybody.
I have the outfield. I have the catcher.
You are missing.
Well, then I know I'm missing what some people might consider the best player of all of them, Willie Stargell.
Well, you already said Willie Stargell.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you said.
Oh.
I'll tell you what base you're missing. You're missing.
No. Oh, you don't have to tell me. I'm going to try and get this. All right. So Stargell played. All right, the outfield was Kleins, Oliver, Clemente. Stargell played first. Sanguian caught. Stennett played second.
Let me correct you.
Hernandez.
Stargell did not play first that day.
Oh, he didn't.
One of the keys.
So Oliver must have played first.
One of the keys to having all 9, because this wasn't something that Danny Murtaugh did on purpose.
No, he said he just wanted to put the best 9 out there.
The key was that Al Oliver played first base.
And
he could do it.
No, but Oliver could have also played center field, which is what I thought might have happened. I figured it was Kleins, Oliver, and Stargell could have played first easily. So that's why I thought it was that. So which means third base is what I'm missing. No, it means second base is what I'm missing, and it's Dave Cash.
Well, you've got the name right, but Dave Cash played third base.
Played third. Okay, so Stennett did play second. Stennett did play second.
Perfect. 9 for 9 on naming the entire Pirates starting lineup of all black Hispanic players. First time ever that it happened in the major leagues. That's pretty awesome. Now, some extra bonus questions that are a little tougher pertaining to that game to see if you can get them. For 1 point.
If it was who pitched for the Expos, I don't know.
No, for 1 point, who did the Pirates play that day?
The Expos.
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
They played the Phillies.
Phillies, all right.
For 1 point, what was the final score?
That's a 1 point question?
I'm just saying, you've already gotten your points.
That's not the day that Doc Ellis pitched a no-hitter on acid. He did that against San Diego. So, so I know that. But which I don't altogether believe. I don't know how many people.
It was
I don't know how many baseball fans. There's no freaking way he could have pitched a no-hitter on acid. Come on. Not that I've taken any acid, but geez. He would. I'll tell you what he would have hit. Every batter probably. If he was on acid. A great story though.
It's a great story.
Ellis is gone, so I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but and actually I'm not. I kudos to Doc for making up one of the best baseball folklore stories of all time.
Yeah.
Final score 4-3.
10-7 Pirates.
What was it?
10-7. 10-7 Pirates.
I think I actually had heard that, but obviously not of particular importance.
The Pirates, only one player had a home run that game. Who hit the home run?
Oh. Bob Robertson. He pinch hit.
That would have been a great answer, but it was Manny Sanguian. Manny Sanguian.
Oh, see that? Yeah, he would have not been. Obviously, you'd want to guess Stargell first, and pretty much say Clemente or Al Oliver.
Oliver, yeah.
Sanguian wouldn't have been one of the. Manny Sanguian was actually a Facebook friend of mine for a bit.
Now he'd be a lot of fun on the show.
Everybody. He was friending everyone. And I said, "Hey, hi, Manny, big fan." He said, "Thank you." And that was
wonderful. He hit the home run that day. Here's a 2-pointer. 2 more little quick questions. Who was the Phillies starting pitcher?
Oh, okay. Rick Wise?
No.
No. Well, I didn't get it. So
Woody Fryman.
Oh, okay.
Fryman. And the last question doesn't really matter. You've already redeemed yourself. But who was the winning pitcher for the Pirates?
Well, if it was 10-7, Ellis wasn't in the game for the whole game. Even in 71, he didn't complete that.
And to tell you the truth,
they didn't have.
I didn't know the answer to that.
So obviously, I would imagine. Well, I don't know if he pitched 5. So, but if he did pitch 5, he would have qualified for the win. But then, obviously, the Phillies could have moved ahead, and the Pirates might have moved ahead of them, which means a relief pitcher got the win. I'll just take a wild stab. Dave Justy,
Luke Walker. Luke Walker,
right. The other main.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Stump the Bash.
Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash.
That was Stump the Bash for tonight. Thank you, Darryl Collins, for that little clip of music we're using on the show. We appreciate you.
I damn well better do better next week. Yeah, there's a laugh. Probably Borat, but thank you, Lisa, for saying it's fun.
We had a great time tonight with Stump the Bash.
God, the BJ Thomas. which shows there are songs from the mid '60s that I just don't know or don't remember. So
I could
I'm not
just
brushing up. That's no fun. That's no fair. I'm not. I haven't looked at chart books
right.
for any of those years.
That's what
If I
people have
don't
to
know it now, then I don't want to. Baseball talks like a foreign language. Bash to the BJ.
Well, that's what everybody's got to understand. You know, David, it would be really hard if he was studying the Hot 100 list from that 11-year period. Even if he did that, it would still be tough. So we're having a good time with it.
I bet I would have gotten the B.J. Thomas one right, though.
And we're learning some things about some songs and who wrote what and how it even came to be. So it's a lot of fun. Matter of fact, David will be on stage tonight introducing artists for IPO Vancouver, and he's going to ask somebody, anyone else ever heard of B.J. Thomas and the Triumphs version?
I don't know.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
I don't know why. I really thought his first hit was "Eyes of a New York Woman" before he had "Hooked on a Feeling."
I didn't know it
really
either.
I had no idea that he had anything before that, and I'm sure if that asshole Grossberg is watching, he's like sitting in his chair cracking up.
Now,
Grossberg would do better than me on Stump the Bash. I have to admit. He probably would because
some of these and again there's 11 years here and you've picked 5. You could have picked some years that would have been a little simpler on you. I'm
not going to just pick the 70s years, and I haven't done well with 1970 at all. I mean, considering I think I have a total of 3 points in the 2 questions. So
on 1970,
or 4 points, whatever. I mean, that's my favorite year, and I couldn't get. Not that I know anything about apple wine or whatever the hell that Cracklin' Rosie question was.
But now you know it, and you probably know it for the rest of your life.
Somebody said you make it really difficult. Is that Katrin?
6 hours.
It sounds like her way of speaking English. So
you got 6 hours. That's plenty of sleep. That's all you need. That's all you need. Is 6 hours. Medically speaking,
that's all you need. And Rena can get away with a lot less than that. But.
Well, thank you so much for that comment. We're having a lot of fun with it. David, you've got IPO Vancouver starting later on.
I do, but before IPO Vancouver, and this is something that people might want to listen to if they have time.
Yep.
Rena and I actually will be guests on the Radio Vancouver program by Mark Vancouver Bignell. He plays a lot of local music every Wednesday between 4 and 5 Pacific. And so he'll have us on. I'll give him a copy of the IPO CD. He'll probably play some of the tracks by the Canadian artists who are playing IPO, and probably a couple more artists who are playing that weren't on the CD. Check it out at coopradio.com. So it looks like coop when you spell it out. So COOPRADIO.org. Did I say .com? Yes, I did. .org.
Cool. .com, yeah.
Yeah, coopradio.org, starting in less than an hour, actually. So yeah, we've got to book it over to the radio station, as they used to say. Oh, there we go. Is that it? coopradio.org. So yeah, check us out on that. That should be fun. And then IPO Vancouver starts at 8:00 this evening Pacific. And
where's that at? That's at
Atlanta Luz. This is the first year that we've ever done it there. And but I've known Lana for a little bit. She has a band called The Furniture who's played IPO before and will be playing this year. And it's her venue, and a lot of the bands from Vancouver have said great things about the place and about her. So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of fun in Vancouver. We head home Monday, and then a couple of less than 2 weeks later, we're in Arlington, Texas, at Black Box 2 on 5, hosted by Spider Pop, Alan Pecci, Victor Irwin, and everybody else there.
Yeah.
Should be great. And then in November, we're in New York, we're in Boston, we're in Hamilton, Ontario. And yeah, it should all be good. But meanwhile, on Material Issues, we've got a couple of guests to announce. I think you have frozen on my end, Mark, so I'll wait for you to get back.
I'm here. You're kind of frozen on my end,
Hopefully you will.
but we still hear the audio. There we go.
All right, there you are. You've been hearing me all along.
Yeah,
all right. Anyway, now you're frozen again.
You keep talking.
I think it's just the hotel Wi-Fi here. It's probably
okay.
A bit choppy. But thankfully,
I can still hear you.
It actually made it through. Were you hearing me that whole time?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right.
Your audio is good.
If you freeze again, I'll just keep talking. But
yeah.
Next week it's just us. But on the 14th of September, we're honored to announce that none other than Bob Cowsill of the Cowsills will be our special guest.
Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful indeed. The Cowsills have a new album coming out in a few weeks called what is it called? Top of the World, right? No, what is it? Rhythm of the World. Sorry, called Rhythm of the World. It's coming out at the end of the month, and I've heard it, and it's brilliant. And it's been a long time coming for them to have a new album, and we're just thrilled. And Bob is a great guy, so it's really it's going to be a pleasure having him on Material Issues. Then the following week, as I said before, we have David Leaf and the Beach Boys and the California Myth. His book has been revamped, updated to the first to include recent times in the Beach Boys' career, and it's a great book, and it's coming out the next day in the U.S. So we're going to have David on to talk about his book, and it should all be a lot of fun, as I said. So look out for that, and of course we always have irons in the fire.
We tell everybody that, but we honestly have irons in the fire.
We're not salesmen.
And now we've got two great guests coming up. We've got more Stump the Bash. We've got live potato chip testing featuring Rena and David coming up. So stay tuned. If you haven't joined the Facebook group Material Issues, do it now and tell your friends what a great show we have. Or go over to YouTube at materialissues.com and subscribe there, and you'll always hear from us on Monday or Tuesday on what's going on Wednesday.
Will YouTube ban us if I deep throat this Mr. Big?
It's quite possible.
Just shaking her head, of course.
I know.
That's not the first time she's ever shaken her head at my antics. Anyway, Mark, great afternoon. I wish we could hang around a little longer, but we have to get ready and drive over to Radio Vancouver. So,
once again, everybody check out Co-op Radio. David will be live. And Rena?
David and Rena will be live in about 43 minutes.
All right. Well, you get there, my friend, and have a great IPO Vancouver at Lanaluz. And we'll see everybody next Wednesday right here on Material Issues.
Thanks so much, Mark, as always. And thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a great rest of the day, rest of your week. We'll see you next time.
Cheers, everybody. Good.